Hello beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel Roseology. Today's pick a card is all about healing, how to heal, what it's going to take to heal, and what we need to heal from. So if healing has been a theme in your life lately, then this pick a card is probably meant for you. So healing is something that is probably not what we have chalked it up to be. There's this generalization that healing is liberating and feels amazing and gives you back your peace in life. And while all of that is true, it's important to acknowledge that healing is painful. It's not easy, and it's almost traumatic in a sense, where we are forced to relive the same bite that hurt us. And that's the sad truth about the process of healing. It's not easy. And that's why so many of us are living with fear, anger, grudges, emotional imbalances, rage, addiction, depression, anxiety. All of these very low vibing emotions are symptoms of untreated pain because it's such a difficult process. And that's why so many of us choose to hold on to our pain and to exist with it, because we may have decided it's easier to live with it than to confront it all over again. But either way, we are still living with the heaviness of that agony, and we live with that suffering until we decide to deal with it by going through it. There's no way to get around pain. It's inevitable, as hurtful as it is. We can only heal by going through the fire. Yeah, sure, it takes strength and courage and effort, but so does living with sorrow. So does living with depression. So does living with anxiety. We exert more energy by trying to move and live with these blockages of hurt, but it's not impossible to free ourselves. And that's what I hope that this reading can help to assist you all in today, okay? So before we get started, let me just say that this is a general reading, and for this reading to resonate with you individually, you must be intuitively synced into the energy of this pick a card. To help you all do that, I will be offering a 60-second meditation. The last 30 seconds, I will be adding crystals to each of the piles here. So if you are drawn to one pile without crystals and to a different pile with crystals, it's because there are messages in both piles for you. So this is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4, and pile 5. So to get started with that meditation, go on ahead, get relaxed and as still as you can. Bring your awareness to your body. Start with your feet and work that awareness up in sections from your legs to your torso, then to your head, then down your arms and hands. Take a deep breath in through your nose for around 5 seconds, allowing that breath to fill your belly. Hold that breath for 3 seconds and exhale out of your mouth for 6 to 7 seconds. After doing that a few times, you should be nice and relaxed and intuitively synced in. Once you are, we'll begin that meditation for you to pick your piles right now. Alright, so I've placed some crystals on each pile. Here on pile 1, we have hematite. On pile 2, septarian. Pile 3, a clear quartz. Pile 4, a rutilated quartz. And pile 5, black obsidian. I'll give you guys another 30 seconds to meditate with the crystals on each pile. Hopefully that was enough time for you to connect to your own intuition, aka psychic knowing. If not, feel free to pause this video. Thank you all for your love and support. Thank you for giving me a chance and for giving my channel a chance. Also, thank you for opening up your hearts to me. I love you all so very much. To my soul family, which are my subscribers, even if you're not subscribed, I'm sending some major positive vibes and love to you as well. Thank you to your guides, my guides, our higher self and spirit itself for these messages of healing today. So if you are ready, then I'm ready. So let's go on ahead, get to your message to see what it is that you need to heal. All right, in pile 1, welcome welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with the tarot cards before getting to your oracle cards. We'll be starting off with this tarot card all the way over here to the left, and this is going to be showing me what it is that you need to heal from. And this card on the right, this tarot card on the right, will be showing me how it is that you heal from whatever it is, energy that is present in this left card, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look, and we have here the Ace of Wands in reverse. As I was holding this card, I was trying to pick up on the energy here, and what I channeled, I immediately felt the sensation of esteem, like a lack of esteem, not believing in yourself. So to see this Ace of Wands in reverse is pretty spot on. I'm seeing my pile ones need to heal from some sort of abuse, maybe. Someone, somewhere, or something broke down the love you had or were supposed to have for yourself. At some point in time, a person or energy or entities, something sought you out solely to take your fire, to take your passion, to take your will, that force that makes you you. And because of that, you've really suffered. You've been unable to see yourself without also hearing the criticism, opinions, and judgments of others. This has created a divide within yourself where you feel not forced, but you feel like it's important, it's necessary in order for you to deal with people in life and for you to be able to step outside and to interact with the world every day. You've deemed it necessary to do everything in your power to avoid more chastising. It's like your life has become this job where you are constantly revolving around, how can I avoid getting further hurt or further beat up by people and their words? You try so hard to not allow words to get to you, but you cannot help how certain opinions and judgments make you feel. And you being aware of that, you knowing that your esteem is fragile, has caused you to take on this job of avoiding getting hurt or judged at all costs because you can't handle how it's going to make you feel. It's like I can hear you saying, like, I know I'm going to be hurt, or I know I'm going to react, or I know I'm going to get angry. I know these words will hit me and I don't want them to, but I can't help how I feel. Oh, you feel powerless to your emotions. Okay, now I'm getting it. You feel unable to control how your feelings will affect you. You already know that if somebody does get to you, if someone said something to you, automatically your entire day is ruined, or that's all you can think about is what that person said or did. You keep replaying it, reliving it in your mind over and over and over again. So not only do you have others' judgments to deal with, but you also have to endure your own harsh criticisms. And I feel that you take your own disapproval the hardest. Others affect you, yes, but when you get going about what you shouldn't have done or what you should have done differently, you really, really condemn yourself, pile one. And the thing that you really have to heal from is toxins and negativity that others have infected you with. You have to heal from others' judgments of you. You have to heal from this need to feel accepted by others. You may have this notion that if others accept you, then you can accept you, but it's actually the other way around. You have to heal from this giving away of your own value, okay? So let's go on ahead and see how it is that you heal, pile one, the Four of Cups. So you have to consciously understand your emotions, pile one. You need to be able to logically comprehend your feelings, why you feel the way it is that you feel. You have to connect back to that moment, that first time that you ever felt the sting of another person's words. What did that do to you? Why did that hurt you? How come they got the final say in deciding that that's who you were? You have to travel back to that time, that first moment that your esteem fell into another person's hands. Feel the moment it happened, yell it out, cry it out, talk it out, write it out, whatever it is that you need to do. Have a conversation with that person, or if you can't, have that conversation with yourself. Travel back to that time to rescue that version of yourself. Show up like that superhuman that you needed in the past to save yourself and your value from being taken by someone that doesn't even value themselves. Sit in those feelings and embrace them fully. Because what's happening here, the reason you haven't healed from them yet is because there's some avoidance going on. Don't avoid your own self or your own emotions. Give yourself all the allowance you need to feel everything you needed to feel. Maybe someone told you to toughen up, or that happens to everyone. Maybe when you went looking for help, the help you found may have let you down too. They may have told you to suck it up or to get over it. Maybe they dismissed your feelings entirely. That's okay. They didn't know either, just like you have learned how to value yourself. It takes time to reacclimate yourself. You're moving from a space of being told who you are to remolding a brand new you. That's going to take time. You give yourself that time and you don't have to rush it. You are on your way there. Revisiting that moment of pain, compassion for your past, and patience is what will bring you so much healing, pile one, okay? You need to completely feel that emotion. You need to completely feel it. You need to completely allow it to consume you. And then once it's done, once you have processed that moment, release it, let it go. Do not hold on to it. You have to release it. Once that process is completed, you have to release it. Do not choose to identify with it anymore after that. And that has to be a promise that you make to yourself and a commitment that you keep, okay? Because that's the thing about healing. We can decide, okay, after this, I'm going to be done with it. We can decide that I want to be done with this. I want to heal from this. But the thing is we have to keep up with that healing. We have to consciously decide to be committed to that healing, okay? And that's very important here with my pile one. So let's go ahead and check out you guys' oracle cards, see what else it is that we're seeing here today. Hydromancy, illusion, tea leaves, foresight, remembrance, beautiful, nourish, teaching. Hopefully you can see that. Feminine energy, take risk, and the magi. I think I'm saying that right. Magi, I don't know, but the magi. So starting off with foresight and illusion, these are telling me for sure that your perception or view of yourself has been molded by others that don't even value themselves. So immediately your esteem came under attack because its experience or experiences have warped your own view of who you are. And that's exactly what illusion means. It means it's a mirage, a hallucination. It's not real. You've invested in a view of yourself that's not real and never was. You have invested something that is very real, like your emotions, into something that's not very real, like your perception of yourself, like your esteem. Moving on to remembrance and nourish. This is confirmation that you need to travel back to that moment that you first felt pain, the kind of pain that you cannot bandage up, the kind that doesn't leave physical scars, but it wounds you all the same, if not more. You have to return to this moment and replace this moment with love and compassion. You have to nourish this moment in your life. You have to nourish this memory of pain. Destroy that moment that your value was taken. Come in to save yourself. Make your voice louder than theirs. Make your presence more powerful than theirs. Rewrite your story so you can nourish your own soul. And then we have teaching and feminine energy here. Or teaching and feminine energy. And so teaching and nourishment, they go hand in hand for me. And this is saying that you have to teach yourself to love again. You have to teach yourself how to live a life where your esteem was not separated from you. You have to teach yourself how to love yourself where your value was not stripped from you. You have to teach yourself this type of strength, and this strength is going to come from your divine feminine. Whether you are a man or a woman, your divine feminine is what will heal you. Feminine energy is all consuming. It's nourishing. It is love without conditions. Just like the divine masculine or masculine energy, the sacred masculine, it is conditions. It is rules. It's regulations. It's limitations. It's boundaries to keep everything in check, right? To keep order. But feminine energy, it is all consuming. It is all consuming. It is nourishment. It is love without conditions. It's unconditional love. And as comforting as it all sounds, feminine energy, don't get it twisted. It is very potent and it is extremely powerful. Think about what mothers have done to protect their young. Mothers have killed and died for the love of their children. That's how powerful love in the divine feminine is. You can control a person with love. That's how powerful it is. This energy is powerful enough to not only heal you, but to establish a healthy sense of approval of yourself, and to also eradicate that memory of the time and that moment that you were separated from your esteem, that your love got separated from you. Okay. And then moving on to magi and take risk. Okay. So I left these for last because you guys will never believe what it says about magi in the book. I think I'm saying that right. I don't know, but excuse me if I'm not. But it says that the magi is the seer of illusion. They are able to cut through false ideas to see more than one reality. What happened to you, you saw it through the eyes of pain. Like I said earlier, you guys, this is about rewriting your story, retelling history in a way where you are not lying about your truth, but you are expressing it in a way that does not keep you from life, from love, from accepting yourself, and from happiness. We are a combination of stories. Some stories we were told, others we wrote ourselves. These stories have come to shape our reality. Revisit that moment and write a story that frees you from that pain, pile one. You do not have to identify with the story. You do not have to identify with your pain. You may be choosing to, but you don't have to. So make sure that you go back into a time where you can say, yes, this did happen to me. Yes, this was said to me. Yes, this was done to me. But this all happened in that moment. I am no longer this moment. I am choosing to rest this moment in the grave, in the ground where it belongs. And I'm going to walk away so I can live my life, so I can live my future, so I can meet my future with so much gratitude and with a clean slate, where I'm allowed to now write another story, where I'm allowed to form another story, where I'm allowed to form history for my own self through my own eyes of love and self-esteem and worth and value. And this is the beauty that I'm seeing for you, pile one. This is the best way for you to heal, is to go back and rewrite that story, is to go back and say, yes, this did hurt me, but no, I am not that moment. It's very important for you to make sure that you do not allow that moment to become you, that you do not allow that moment to become your identification. Do not identify with it. You have to detach from the ego. For my pile ones, that's what I'm really seeing here. You have to detach from the ego. All the ego is its identification. It's identity. It's how we identify ourselves. It's how we see ourselves. It's the way that we see ourselves. And the reason why the ego is so fragile is because the ego can be changed like that. Our essence cannot. Who it is that we are to our nature cannot be changed, but our ego can, because our ego was formed. Our identity was formed the same way that the government and society gives you identification, says, hey, this is your name, the location that you were born in, this is your social security number, this is your age, this is the day that you were born. The same way that we are given all these other identifications is the same way that we are given our ego, and the same way that we form our ego. It's as simple as writing your name down and saying, this is my name. Well, write a different story. Who are you? What was that moment to you? Yes, that moment may have hurt, but rewrite it and say, that moment hurt me, but that moment is not me. I am not that moment. That moment happened, it hurt me, and it's dead. It's dead in the ground. It is no longer a part of my story. Rewrite that story, pile one, okay? So this is all that I'm seeing for my pile ones. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. Thank you for giving me, this reading, my channel, a chance. I appreciate you so very much. I genuinely pray that this reading brought you guys some sort of love, support, clarity, and strength. I want to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self and spirit itself, for coming through and delivering such a powerful and beautiful message of strength. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon. But until then, you guys keep loving, stay strong, stay amazing, stay blessed. And I'm going to go on ahead and move on to the next pile number 2. All right. Bye, guys. All right, in pile 2, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with the tarot cards, and this card all the way over here to the left. This card is going to be showing me what it is that you need to heal from, and this card will be showing me how it is that you heal. Starting off with the first card here, we have the Queen of Cups. So what I'm seeing with my pile 2s is you gave your heart away. Immediately, that's the feeling that I got when I touched this card. You may feel like you gave your heart to the wrong person. You may feel corrupted by loving the wrong person. You may feel betrayed or used by someone you would have taken a bullet for. So let me just say this, because this is the Queen of Cups. So whether you are a man or a woman, you love so hard, because that's the power of the divine feminine. That energy, whether you identify as man, woman, that divine feminine energy is so potent and strong. It loves until it has nothing left to give, but it is so abundant. It always has more to give. So you may feel confused as to how or why someone else interpreted your love in the way that they did. Let me just say that your love wasn't the problem. Your heart wasn't the problem. The person you gave your love to is the problem. And I'm saying that with love. It's not that they are a bad person. It's not that they are a problematic person, but it's just that sometimes if you try to love someone before they understand what that actually is, they will interpret that in a way where it's not love, but maybe it's clingy, or maybe it's not love, but it's controlling, or maybe it's not love, but it's crazy. This is just how that person may see it. If they don't have a good, healthy outlook on what it is that love actually is. If you try to give your heart, if you try to love someone that doesn't have a healthy look, or they have a warped view of what love is, they're not going to see love. They're going to see love through their own filter, through their own lens, through their own veil. They're going to see it through this veil of, well, this isn't love. It's love to you, but to me, it's this. To me, it's that. And it's not going to translate the same way as what it is that you were trying to make it, as what it is that you were trying to give it as. So you might be approaching this person saying like, hey, here's my love in this big, beautiful box with a pretty little bow on it. And that person takes it and they open it and they go, this is a block of coal. This isn't love. This isn't what I expected love to be like, because everybody has a different definition, right? So everyone has a different definition, but it doesn't change love. Love is always going to be love. The only thing that changes is our interpretation, our translation, our view of it. Sometimes you can love someone so hard that it literally scares them, especially if they've never had a healthy encounter or a healthy interaction or a healthy exchange with someone that's actually genuinely loved them. Now, there's obviously a fine line here, so no one's safety should be threatened, but I'm sure you guys know that. I just needed to say that, but that's not the vibe I'm getting here at all for my pile twos. I'm getting the vibe that your love was so strong and powerful that it scared the person you tried to give that love to, because they were not mature enough to understand what that emotion is, what it feels like. There's a lot of people out here that are just playing at love. They're playing at relationships. They're playing at emotions. These people are not emotionally evolved enough to digest what it is that you are giving and what it is that you are capable to give. It's like they're being force fed because they just simply can't take it. Their being, their mind, their heart is not equipped to handle something as precious as your heart, something as abundant as your love. So they ran. Whether that was physically, mentally, or emotionally, they left you alone in this partnership. You have so much love to give, and not in a way where you are codependent, but in a way where you are abundantly filled with this love. You know how to love. Love does not frighten you. It does not intimidate you. Love is necessary. It is vital to you. You understand how a relationship, a person cannot work, cannot be fulfilled without it. That person you tried to love hasn't learned that lesson yet. They're still living under the notion that they don't need love, or that they don't need that type of love. There's only one type though, and that's unconditional, and it does not hurt. I don't know why people have created this illusion that love is painful and scary, because it's not. It's loving the wrong person that can be scary or painful. But love, there is nothing wrong with that. And don't ever think that there's anything wrong with your heart. So you need to heal from emotional abandonment and unrequited love, which can be one of the most painful things to experience when you love someone with all you have and they cannot love you back because of their own shortcomings or because of their own whatever it could be. But it's not you. It was never you, and it was never your heart. It was their heart that just simply wasn't ready, that was just too fragile or too weak or too afraid to love you back, okay? And moving on to this card here, this is going to be showing me how you heal from this. So let's see, okay? And we have the Four of Pentacles. Wow. So by investing all of that energy, all of that time, that love, commitment, and passion to yourself, that's how you heal from this. You have to take all of that energy, time, love, commitment, and passion and give it right back to yourself. You are the total package. When someone says, I want someone that's just going to love me for me, you are that total package. You are what someone is talking about when a person says, I just want someone that's just going to love me, that's just going to love my soul, that's just going to love my spirit, my essence. They're just going to love me. Fuck my appearance, fuck everything else that comes with me, just me. Like, as long as you have me, you're good. You are the total package. When someone is describing that, they're basically describing you, what it is that you can give, how it is that you love. Spirit wants you to create a cycle here where you spend love on yourself and it comes right back to you. But the thing is that you may have never actually given that good love that you give to other people. You may have never given it to yourself, or you may have never given enough of it to yourself because you're always giving it to others. So Spirit wants you to create a cycle here where you spend love on yourself and it comes right back to you. Spirit wants you to be able to replenish yourself right now, to find a way to give what you couldn't get to yourself and to hold on to it. Spirit wants you to be your first love. Spirit wants you to be your best love, your truest love, because this relationship you don't have to work for. You don't have to convince or plead to be loved. This is an infinite abundance of love that will replenish itself. Spirit wants you to take every ounce of emotion that you had pouring out into another person and to stop that flow. It's almost like I'm seeing the visual of like a plug, something being plugged up. Like imagine like a hole at the bottom of a pool and someone just plugging it up with something so that the water stops flowing out. That's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing Spirit say, stop giving your love away. You hold on to it. You hold on to that love because it's the most precious thing you have, because you received this abundant love from me, from the Most High. This is what I'm hearing Spirit say. So you hold on to this sacred gift because it is a piece of me. It's a piece of the divine. And the divine is even saying some people you have deemed worthy of this sacred gift. Spirit didn't deem qualified enough. Ooh, okay, let me say that one more time. What I'm getting here is the divine is even saying that some people you have deemed worthy of love, which is the sacred gift that you were given by Spirit itself. Spirit is saying that they didn't deem them qualified enough for you to give that sacred gift away to them. There's the issue here of you saying this person deserves it and Spirit saying, no, they don't. They deserve love, yes, but not yours. That's not your job. It's their job to love themselves first. We all started with our own bag of supplies from the universe that was full of love, prosperity, abundance, light, joy, and purpose. It is our job to hold on to that bag of supplies because it came directly from the Most High. Some people try to take from others' bag of supplies because they want more. They're greedy or they don't know how to find their own, but that's their responsibility. It's their responsibility to love themselves, and it's your job to love yourself first and foremost. Spirit wants you to keep it all to yourself right now, and what Spirit is going to end up doing for you is sending you someone that is aware that they have an infinite amount of love, so they are not afraid to give it to you and to the world around them, or the person that you are with will come to see this soon, but you have to hold on to it for right now. This is giving me Oshun vibes very, very much. If you know anything about Oshun, of the Yoruba tradition, of the Yoruba tribe in West Africa, there is a goddess over there, Oshun. She is the goddess of love, sweet water, prosperity, abundance. Her favorite color is yellow. She also has to do with the signs Virgo and Taurus as well. Venus, if that helps you guys out. But basically, I'm getting major Oshun vibes right now. She is the goddess that I first started working with when I began working with deities. She was the very first deity that I ever worked with. And I only worked with literally two deities, be her and another one. But yeah, so she was the first one. But the story of Oshun goes that she was sent to earth with other deities by the creator. And each deity had a specific job that was given to them by the creator. Oshun's job was love and water, right? And the other gods, the other deities, they didn't see why they needed love or how it was important or useful. So they told Oshun that she wasn't needed. And Oshun does not take very well to disrespect. She doesn't take very well to people not noticing her value, right? Because she has so much to give. So when someone looks at her and diminishes what it is that she's giving, she doesn't take very kindly to that. So when these deities told her she wasn't needed, Oshun decided, okay, well then I'll leave. Watch what happens. I'm going to leave then. I'm going to take myself, my gifts, my love. I'm going to take them all and I'm going to leave then since you don't need me. She didn't argue. She left Earth and she went up to the moon where she sat, not waiting for her vindication, but she sat there in a space of solitude where she could love and appreciate herself. She would pamper herself in a mirror of hers, and she lived in a world with just her, and she was more than enough. And then the deities on Earth, they realized that they couldn't create anymore. And so they returned to the creator and they asked, well, what are we doing wrong? We have everything it is that we need. Why can't we create? What is going on here? And the creator looked at them and asked them, and he said, well, where's Oshun? And they said, her? Oh, we sent her away, right? And the creator says to them, you can't send Oshun away. You don't understand. You can't do anything without Oshun. You cannot create anything, especially life, without Oshun. She's love. She's magnetism. She is attraction. She is the empress in tarot. She is the reason that two things come together, right? So they ended up realizing this, and they all ran back to Oshun and apologized. And she came back to Earth after making them work for it a little bit, but they really did realize how barren their life was and how cold, how lifeless the world was without Oshun, without love, without water. These things, these very basic fundamentals, these very basic things that many people think that they'd be okay without. Oh, I'd be okay without that as long as I have this, this, and this. But sometimes it takes removing that source for a person to see, oh, I really needed that. You know the saying, you don't miss what you have until it's gone, right? That's the energy that I'm seeing here for you. I see Spirit saying to hold your love. They will realize how barren and cold and lifeless their world is without the warmth and support of you and your heart in it. But if they cannot appreciate it, I see Spirit saying that it will be taken away from them because they are not respecting Spirit's gift. This isn't just your heart that this person is playing with. This is Spirit's gift, and this person has disrespected Spirit. The Most High does not take kindly to that. So love yourself. The realization of what they have lost will definitely set in eventually. That's what I'm seeing here for sure, all right? And that's how I'm seeing it is that you can heal by stopping that flow of love, by stopping it from just kind of pouring out and taking it and plugging that love in so that the way it just stays within you and it just keeps replenishing itself. It stays within you. So it fills you up with love. So it fills you up with this abundance of love and peace and joy and light. Okay. That's how I see you healing from this. So let's go ahead and check out your oracle cards here, pile 2, to see what else it is that I'm seeing about how it is that you can heal. And the very first card that we have here is Pendulum, Decision, Fortune Cookie, Fortuitous, Manifestation, Transformation, New Beginnings, Stripping Illusions, Versatility, The Revolutionary, and Ask Body. All right, so starting off with New Beginnings, The Revolutionary, and Transformation. So these cards are telling me that change is on the horizon, or it's a change that needs to happen in order for healing to come in. The revolutionary is somebody that's a pioneer. They pave a new way, just like New Beginnings. This is coming by means of you transforming your love and the way that you view it, to see your love as a gift that was given to you to be protected by you until you choose to give that gift to someone else. As well as transformation is telling me that many of you have began your process of healing for sure. But the thing is here that is most important to take away is that you hold on to this gift until you find another person to give it to that is also willing to give their own sacred gift right back to you. So that the way you're not just giving away your sacred gift and getting nothing in return, but that the way that you are giving the sacred gift from Spirit and you are receiving another sacred gift from Spirit by means of another person or through another person. So you want to be able to make sure that you need to see yourself as this channel of divine love, because that's exactly what you are. Like I said, you are that total package. I just want somebody to love me like that. You have the ability to love that hard and that much. The thing is, you just have to make sure that you are seeing your love as a divine gift, this divine love, the sacred gift that was given to you literally by the Most High. The reason why your gift is so sacred, we all have gifts of love, right? That was given to us by the Most High. But the reason why yours is so sacred is because yours is untainted. Yours has not been poisoned or damaged or compromised by the world, by others, by hate, by any sort of just negativity or low vibrational emotions, because you have such an abundance of that love to give. It just keeps replenishing itself. And so you're just able to keep giving this very pure love to others. And the thing is that you need to see this love as a gift, because that's exactly what it is. It's a gift that you need to be responsible for, and that you need to say, no, not everybody gets this gift, because this is literally like you holding a piece of spirit in your hand and saying, I am giving this to you. So make sure that when you give this gift to someone, that they are worthy of it. They need to be so worthy. I'm telling you, my pile twos, that this person that you decide to give it to, they need to be worthy. All right. As well as transformation is telling me that many of you have began your process of healing for sure. Moving on to versatility and stripping illusions here, both have the same vibration to me. They even have the same sort of picture on the front. As you can see, they kind of look like, well, one is like clearly a marijuana plant, but the other one, I think it's a lily maybe, I'm not sure, but they kind of have the same sort of depiction here. I don't know why, but I'm seeing these two cards as evolution. I'm seeing it as you changing, you emerging from this place where you see things a little clearer or more different. I'm seeing this as, again, your perception, the way you handle your heart is changing. That's how you are stripping illusions here. And when you remove those illusions, you see all of the different ways, versatility, that a truth can be interpreted or or perceived as, like I was saying earlier, some people might have seen your love because they weren't a vessel that was able to carry that pure, abundant amount of love that you were giving them, because they weren't a vessel that was equipped or prepared or primed to be able to carry your love, to be able to accept and receive and carry your gift, your sacred divine gift. And they perceived your love as maybe controlling or clingy or crazy or just something I'm not interested in right now. This is too much, too fast for me. You know, maybe this is too much. This is too soon, too fast. This is too much commitment for me. This is too serious for me, because they weren't a vessel. They weren't a channel. They weren't somebody that was able to receive that gift. And that was for your own protection, actually. You see more than just what's right in front of you. The versatility that's coming in is how you handle your relationships, your emotions, and your heart. Now you're able to see like, okay, this is my love is not something that everybody can interpret correctly. It's not something that everybody can just take and say, oh my goodness, thank you. It's not something that everyone is going to realize it for what it is. Not everybody is going to be able to see that this is a sacred divine gift. This is only something that very few people, very few beings, evolved beings can see, divine beings can see, okay? And a person that is unevolved, that is immature, that is not at that point in time in their own evolution yet, is going to interpret your love in a way that is not true to its own divinity. All right. Moving on here to pendulum, decision, and ask body. They feel alike in a way where one is asking a question and the other one is urging you to make a decision, to make a choice. I'm seeing this as a conversation that you need to have, maybe within your relationships, but definitely with yourself. You need to ask if this is the way you want your love to be treated, if this is the way that you want to be treated. This is about consulting yourself, then coming to a decision where you can find peace. And then fortune cookie, fortuitous, and manifestations are the exact same card from two different decks. I swear, they just has the same vibration. This is about abundance. This is about fortune. This is about blessings. This is about I want, so I create. This is about creating something that wasn't there before. This is about creating a relationship with yourself where you love yourself just as much as you love others. That's where so much of your power and fortune lies, is in you directing that abundant energy of love within towards yourself, as well as, I believe, manifestation. Fortuitous and new beginnings is saying that you have so much good coming to you because you have loved so hard, because you weren't afraid to love. Fortune favors the bold. You took a risk putting yourself and your heart out there, whether you saw reciprocity with that love or not. The universe sees you as someone that is owed what it is that they have given. The love you put out is coming right back to you, pile twos, whether that's from the same source that couldn't love you back or someone new. But there's an abundance of it coming, not just from you, but from someone else as well, okay? And that's amazing. And you know, I do believe that very strongly that my pile twos have already been healing and that you are still in the process of healing maybe, but I definitely do see this returning to you. I see this love returning to you, whether that's in a relationship or self-love or some other form of love. I definitely see it returning to you. Could be with a child. I definitely do see it coming back to you though, for sure. One thing that I would say to my pile twos is there is a sort of, I guess you could say, mantra that I say every single day. I say it in the mirror. And what I say is, I love the universe. I'm kind to the universe, and I'm friendly to the universe. And then I like to flip that around and say, the universe loves me. The universe is kind to me. The universe is friendly to me. And what this does is it kind of creates that figure 8, right? That infinity sort of symbol where it's like, I am putting out love and I am also receiving love. So it's like this continued momentum of energy where it's like it's infinite. It never stops. It never ends, you know? Yeah, but this is all that I'm seeing for my pile twos. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I pray that this reading brought you guys some love, support, clarity, and strength. I want to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self and spirit itself for delivering such a beautiful, loving message today. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon. But until next time, you guys stay amazing, stay blessed, keep loving with all your heart. And I'm going to go on ahead and move on to the next pile number 3. All right, bye guys. All right, and pile number 3, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with the 3 tarot cards here first. An extra tarot card jumped out as I was shuffling for this specific pile. So Yeah, there'll be 3 tarot cards, but we'll be starting off with this card here. And this is going to be showing me what it is that you need to heal from. This card all the way over here to the left, and these 2 cards over here to the right is going to be showing me how it is that you can heal. All right, so let's go on ahead and see what this card is here. And we have the 9 of Cups. What I'm getting here is you need to heal from feeling numb, from feeling alone, from going at this life alone, from feeling like you're the only person that you can trust, feeling like you're the only person that can make you happy, as well as I see needing to heal from escapism, from wanting to escape, from not wanting to be here anymore, from feeling like you can't find happiness here in this life. You need to heal from feeling nothing. It's like you feel lifeless or dead inside, and you want so much, so badly to just feel normal, to feel happy, to feel like how you think you're supposed to feel. You're wondering why you can't feel how everyone else feels. Some of you that have intuitively picked pile 3 may have a good life materially. You know, you may have the things it is that you want or need materially, but you still feel empty. There's this feeling of searching. I'm searching for that feeling that I think I'm supposed to feel. I'm searching for that kind of happiness that others appear to have. I'm searching for that emotional fulfillment that it looks like everyone else has. Why can't I feel that? Why don't I feel that? Addiction is also present here, not just to drugs and alcohol, but this is an addiction to escaping, to wanting to escape, because you want to feel and you can't. You are looking for it everywhere. And some of you may have come to the consensus that you just simply cannot find it here. Not in this life, not in this world. It's like the life has been taken out of you. You're alive, you're breathing, your heart is pumping, but you are not living. You're just here, you're just existing. It's like you are a shell of yourself. You just want so badly to feel. And it's like this addiction pulls you away from everything. You are addicted or drawn to everything except for you. This group, my pile 3s, it's like you are past hurting. You are so past feeling pain or disappointment or fear. You don't feel anything. You feel nothing. And this is hard to know that. It's really hard to get this. It's really hard to know that anyone is out here feeling this way, that anyone is out here living this life. It's really tough. And the crazy or the sad thing about this is that I feel like maybe materially, like I said, maybe you're materially blessed. Maybe you are successful. Maybe you have the job you want. Maybe you live where you want to live. Maybe on the outside, maybe from the outside looking in, others would think that you have it all, because we do have the 9 of Cups here. I have to acknowledge that. Maybe from the outside looking in, people would think that you have it all. You just have this perfect life. But you on the inside, you being the person that is living this life, is like, this is not what you think it is. This is not as glamorous as it looks to be. This is not as glamorous as you would think it would be. This is not as great as you think it would be. Yeah, maybe I don't have to worry about my bills, or maybe, I don't have to worry about this or that or whatever, but I don't feel anything. I wish I could worry about, it's like that feeling where it's like, I wish I could worry about something. I wish I had something to be upset about. I wish I could feel angry, upset, hurt, mad, something. I can't feel anything. I feel numb. For those of you that picked this pile, maybe some of you thought that achieving this thing or this goal or dream, getting this material thing, getting to a certain point in your life, maybe you thought that, okay, this is where I'm going to find my happiness. And now that you're here, it's like, it's still not here. So now what? So now what do I do? Do I just give up because it's not here? I spent a good portion of my life thinking that my contentment, my happiness, my peace, my fulfillment, my success would be here, and it's not here. So someone tell me what now? And this could be any point in your life. This could be, maybe landing that job, finally getting married or having kids, getting X amount of followers on social media, making X amount of money, buying that home, taking that drug, dating that person. It's like I'm here and it's not what I thought, and it's not what I thought it would be. And so this is shaking your view on life in a sense, because you're wondering, well, what now? Now what do? I thought this was it. I thought this was the finish line. I'm here, so you're telling me there's more that I have to do before getting my happiness. Did I target the wrong thing thinking that my happiness was here? It's very overwhelming. There's like this feeling of where it's like, I wish I could be upset about something. I wish I could feel anything. I wish I could feel something. That would be better than nothing. That would be better than just feeling like I'm just here. I'm just existing, because I'm not actually living. So let's go ahead and check out these 2 cards here to see how it is that you can actually heal. Let's see what it is that these cards are saying. And we have Lady Justice, Justice in reverse, and the Sun in reverse. You need to connect. That's the first thing that I'm getting here is connection. You need to connect. This justice card is telling me that somewhere there was a huge imbalance. There was some sort of letdown or disappointment, but in a way where like letdown and disappointment, those words do not do this feeling justice that I'm picking up here. Whatever this was that you experienced, it shook you to your core. It's trauma. Basically, that's what it is. It's trauma. That there was trauma experienced here. I feel like my pile threes are stuck in this endless loop of the worst thing that has ever happened to you. You're stuck in this cycle of reliving your trauma, reliving your pain over and over and over again. And this is why the life has left you. This is why you feel lifeless, because you are stuck in the past. You are reliving the past. You are reliving your pain, your trauma over and over and over again. And this is why you feel lifeless, is because the past is death. The past is lifeless. There is no life in the past. The past has been written, is already done. There is nothing we can do about the past because the past has already happened. The only way that we can give life to the past is through our memories. So other than that, the past is dead. The past is death. So if you are stuck reliving the cycle of your past, if you are stuck reliving your past, reliving your traumas, reliving your pains, you are stuck in an endless loop, in an endless cycle of death. You are stuck in a place where you cannot feel life. This is why you feel lifeless, because you are stuck in this past with your trauma. There's someone or something that happened and there was no consequences. It's like someone may have taken something from you and they were never charged for it. They were never punished for it or held accountable for it. This has led you into a space where you don't believe in the justice of the world. Like I was saying earlier, you feel as though you can't find happiness here. You feel as though not everyone is held to the same degree. Not everyone is treated fairly. It's like when you experience this pain where something or someone took something from you, it was as if you expected the world to react. You wanted the world to respond. You waited for the world to have a response to this. You waited for the world to react to this thing happening to you in outrage. You waited for the world to respond in outrage to what had happened to you. But there was no response. There was only quietness. There was only stillness. The world didn't respond to your pain. The world didn't respond to this horrible thing happening to you. So you started to see it as though, okay, so there's only certain people that are pitied. There are only certain people that are held accountable. There are only certain people that are told sorry. There are only certain people that when things happen to them, the world responds, the world reacts. That had left you to feel maybe as though you were nothing, maybe as though you didn't matter. And so you carried that feeling of not mattering, of not being important enough for the world to care about what had happened to you. And so your idea and confidence in the world and people and the justice system and the things that were set up or supposed to protect you, you lost trust and confidence in these things. You saw hypocrisy everywhere. That's what you see. You see hypocrisy everywhere. How you heal from this is to remove your focus from the world, from others, and to focus on your own justice. You heal by not becoming whoever or whatever made you you. The only way to avoid becoming your pain and traumas and darkness is to shine your own light, like the sun card here, is to become the justice that you needed at that point in time in your life, to become the protector, the lover, the friend, the father, the mother, the sister, the brother that you needed but didn't have. Justice card, this card in a general sense, people will tell you is about fairness, but when you really take a very close look at this card, it's about irony. It's about hypocrisy. It's about bias. In order for us to have justice or balance or morals, that means that something is imbalanced. That means there is injustice present. That means there is a lack of morals present. In order to have order, there must be chaos. One cannot exist without the other. That is what fairness is. We wouldn't need a justice system if we all lived justly, correct? The idea of having a justice system that protects everyone is beautiful, but it's also unrealistic. And this is how we started to see the world. It's a concept that we strive to achieve, but we haven't created a world yet where people are honored, protected, and respected no matter their appearance, no matter their religion, sexual orientation, the color of their skin, their status, the amount of money they have in their bank account, the amount of followers that they have on social media. That world does not exist yet. You have to become the world, pile 3. You have to become the world that you need. That is how you heal, by pushing past your pain to become what it is that you needed. That's how you heal. All right, so let's go on ahead and take a look at you guys' oracle cards here to see what else it is that I'm seeing. The very first one that we have is Ogum. I think I'm saying that right. Nature, candle, illumination, divine animals, awakening, dare to dream, death, divine timing. Hopefully you can see that. Beautiful. And joy. So divine animals and Ogum nature, I think I'm saying that right. This is telling me that nature and animals would be very healing for my pile threes. Animals are such beautiful creatures that many of us admire. And in my opinion, I believe it's because animals are so real. They are so authentic. They are who they are, no matter if it seems right or wrong. They don't know right or wrong or bias. They just know instincts. They just know nature. And that's very healing for many of us that have been conditioned and programmed against our own nature to see another being in its own element, be in its own element, and live in that truth. And candle illumination and awakening, these cards are the same because we have light, just like the sun card down here. These two cards are screaming the words accountability at me. Have you allowed the world to change you into a person that has gone against their own nature, like divine animals and nature? Has the world turned you cold when you are actually a warm, fun-loving spirit? Has the world turned you cynical even though you ache to believe in something, some sort of good somewhere? What has the world turned you into that is not true to your nature, that is not true to your own essence? That's the question that you really have to ask yourself, pile three. That's where the accountability comes in at. These cards want to know, have you become the person or thing that you hate? Have you become the person or thing that brought you pain? It's interesting how we as humans can hate something so much because it's done something wrong to us or it's done something that we didn't agree with, but we end up becoming it. And that's because hate is energy. At the end of the day, that's all it is. You guys have heard me say this before. I say it all the time. Energy is currency to the spirit realm. Energy is currency. Energy is money to the universe. The more energy you invest into something, the more it materializes because you are giving it life. You are giving it power. Power is life. Hate is just as strong as love. Power is life. That is why with you living in your past, with you living in this place of trauma or pain in your present circumstances, that is why you are experiencing lifelessness. Hate is just as strong as love, but love gives life. Hate takes life. This is why you feel lifeless. You may be running off of anger, off of hatred that came from pain, and you walk around angry because no one else sees your pain. No one else will acknowledge it, and you refuse to abandon your pain like everyone else did. You want your pain to have meant something, so you hold on to it. Let it go, pile three. Become what you needed. That's what I'm getting from Dare to Dream here. And death, Dare to Dream is telling me that at one point you may have believed in the world and in people, but you lost that faith. It was taken or it was killed. This idea of love, happiness, a warm and fuzzy life was taken from you. Dare to Dream is saying, dare to dream. This card is daring you to become what it is that you need. This card, this entire spread for my pile threes is daring you to kill the pain, to kill the trauma, to not become a reason that another person has given up on life or that another person has chosen to identify with their pain. Death, kill it, end it. That's what death is saying. It is saying to let this pain end with you. Do not pass it on to another being. Let it end here with you. Let it be done. Someone gave it to you. They passed that pain on to you as if it was going to make them feel any better, as if it was going to rid them of their own pain, but it didn't. So let it end here. Look towards the sun, pile three. And joy and divine timing. So beautiful. These cards are telling me that joy is coming in time. For now, there is work to be done for my pile threes. For right now, my pile threes, you guys have to claw your way out of this hole that you never dug in the first place. You never decided to fall into this hole. Someone pushed you in there, but now you have to decide to climb out of it. You shouldn't have to, but justice is here. I told you this card is about irony. Justice is actually a card that is saying that life is not always fair. It should be, but it isn't all the time, especially with the system that humans have created, the justice system that humans have created. How many times have we seen this justice system fail? Countless beings, countless people. The justice system we made for people that could not speak for themselves, that did not have a voice, that did not have a way to represent themselves and to say, I deserve justice. I deserve to be treated equally. I was not treated equally, and I deserve to have my due diligence. I deserve to have justice for this moment in time where I was treated unfairly. And the justice card is here to say that life isn't always fair. Justice isn't always justice. Things aren't always as they seem, and they should be. This is why the card justice is here to say that there's a balance coming in. There was a huge imbalance and now there's a balance coming in. So for now, there's work to be done for my pile threes. You have to claw your way out of this hole that you never dug, that you never put yourself in. But that's what it is saying, that life isn't always fair. Sometimes you are dealt cards, sometimes you are dealt a hand that is horrible or that is painful or that you didn't create for yourself. Sometimes that happens. What it is that you are entitled to is to happiness, is to a life of fulfillment and contentment and peace and joy and love. You are entitled to that. Every living being is entitled to that. Some of us have to work a little harder than others to get to that place. Yes, that's okay. That happens. That happens from time to time. For my pile threes, this pile here is saying, yeah, you were dealt a bad hand. You were, at some point in time in your life, you were dealt a bad hand. This is about you becoming that justice. This is about you becoming that warrior, that strength it is that you needed. You shouldn't have to climb your way out, but life isn't always fair. The key word here being life. That's why we have karma. She is not life. She is not morals. She is not the justice system. She is the universe. She is spirit, and she is blindfolded because she does not have favorites. She is not biased against or towards anyone. She is karma for all things. It depends on us what it is that karma serves back to us. Karma is coming here to right the wrongs that have been done against you and to right the wrongs that you may have done against others. And that is what it is here. And for my pile threes, you are supposed to become justice. You are supposed to become that balance. You are supposed to become that person. You are supposed to become that equality. You are supposed to become compassion when there is none. You are supposed to become love when there is hate. You are supposed to become equality when there is bias. That is why justice is the number 11 in the tarot. 11, the vibration of 11 is dealing with a counterpart, dealing with your equal counterpart. Whatever that may mean, it's dealing with a mirror. And that's why there's scales present in the justice card. Justice is a big card for me here. It's the card that I'm zoning in on the most, but this is what I'm seeing for my pile threes. In order for you to heal, you need to become what you didn't have. You have to become that justice. You have to become that balance to right these wrongs, okay? Because it's spread further than just life. Now this has become an energy thing where it's like you have to right a lot of wrongs that were done towards you and that you may have done towards others. There's a lot of imbalances that need to be balanced here, that need to kind of flip the scales. We're kind of flipping the scales towards the other direction here to find balance. So it's kind of wobbly right now until you find that sweet spot of balance where it's like, okay, this is where I belong. This is what I need to be doing. This is what is going to feed my soul. This is what is going to bring that life back into me. That is what's going to help you, pile three. That's what's going to heal you, okay? So this is all that I'm seeing for my pile threes. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I pray that this reading brought you guys some love, support, clarity, and strength. I love you guys so much. Just let me say that I love you guys so very much. I want to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self and spirit itself for delivering this beautiful, powerful message today. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon. But until then, you guys stay strong, stay safe, keep being amazing, keep being you, become justice, become Lady Justice. And I'm just going to go on ahead and move on to the next pile number 4. All right. Bye, guys. All right, and pile number 4, welcome to your readings. So we're going to be starting off with the tarot cards first. So we're going to be starting off with this tarot card here to the left, and this is going to be showing me what it is that you need to heal from. Then we'll work our way over to the right side here, and this is going to be showing me how you can heal from whatever energy is present in this tarot card over here on the left, all right? And the card that we have here is the 6 of Cups. So what I'm seeing here from my pile 4s is you need to heal from the past. But the thing is this is a past that may not have necessarily happened directly to you. It's like somehow you were indirectly affected, maybe by what you saw growing up or witnessed, and that left a bad taste in your mouth when it comes to dealing with your present life. You've shaped your world or your views based off of what you witnessed or were told. There's a lot of suppressed emotions from your childhood or your past here. There's a lot that's kind of just waiting in your unconscious that's buried very, very deep. There's disappointment here because you had an idea of what you didn't want from earlier on in life, like the way she's seated, kind of like looking out over the water. It's like she's dreaming or imagining or desiring a different life or a different set of circumstances. I see that maybe you hated your past or your childhood. Maybe you wished you were born into a different family or with different circumstances or born into a different situation. It was out of your control what happened, and that's what scares you the most, I see. You look back on that time and you may see it as though things or life just happened to you and you had no control over it. As I was holding this card, I felt a lot of pressure around my throat and my heart chakra, like just below my heart chakra. And that's where the most pressure I felt was. This card is ruled by Scorpio, which governs the solar plexus chakra. And this is the area that deals with our inner power, our lust, our drive for power. I don't know if as a child or earlier on in life, if you weren't able to express yourself, or if you weren't able to speak up or to have your own opinions or to have your own views or to live your life the way that you want it to, or to express yourself the way that you want it to. But there's a lot of suppressed emotions here. There's a lot that needs to be said or expressed because you never had the chance or opportunity or freedom to do it. That was taken away from you, I see. Your voice and your freedom was taken away. Your expression, your identity was suppressed. There's something suppressed or held hostage by your past, and it's trying to almost come out now. And so you may have this feeling or these moments where your inner self emerges from time to time, or at least wants to, but you may really try to keep a grip on it. It's almost as if like I can see like this person like wanting to like claw their way like out of you in an energetic sort of sense. It's like the visual that I'm getting is like the inner you just wants to come up, almost like vomit or something, where it's like it really just wants to come out. And it's like you really have to keep a grip on it. Either you try to keep it buried or you let it run wild without any restraint, because it's very untamed. This energy is. This is very untamed, wild energy. As well as I'm seeing here, some of you may recreate your past. It's like such an important part of you is trapped there because it's buried so deep. Its growth and evolution was stunted. So you were living with this almost imagined personality because you never got a chance to meet yourself growing up. Wow, that's a lot. You lost yourself in your past or in your family or in your childhood. There's like this power struggle here that I'm sensing where you never got to develop who you were. And that's the major issue that I'm picking up on here. All right, so let's go ahead and check out this card here to see how it is that you can heal. And we have here the Tower. So something soul shattering may have just happened in your life, or something life changing. This could have been traumatic, or this could have been one of the best things to have ever happened to you, but something recently must have just happened to make you come to the realization or the acceptance that you need to kill the ego, to kill the identity that has been created, because that's all the ego is. It is just identity. It is who we agree to be. It is how we choose to show or express or identify with ourselves. And identity needs our permission to stand. You have to throw it away entirely and get to know you from a place of complete and total freedom. But you have to start all over again. You have to relearn yourself all over again. You have to allow this version of yourself to be destroyed, the version of yourself that someone told you or may have forced you to be. You have to release that. You have to almost wipe your consciousness clean and start again. Reintroduce yourself to yourself. Get to know what it is that you truly like and want and need and desire. Experimenting with different aspects of yourself, with different things that you like or don't like. But especially what I'm seeing here is to experiment with your past, the parts of you that never got to mature or grow or develop. These parts of you are what needs the most nourishment and care and TLC at this time. This is so you can get in touch with who you truly are. In order for your inner self to come out, you're going to have to work it out of hiding because it's buried so deep. Hidden traits, aspects, characteristics, talents, there's parts of you that you buried so deep to protect them from something or someone in your past. So the only way you're going to be able to coax out this hidden part of yourself is to let it know that it is safe to come out. It's safe to reveal itself, to show itself. It's almost like I'm getting this visual where like somebody like kind of like comes out of their house after a really bad storm, and it's like, is it safe to come out, you know? But you have to first destroy the part of you, that ego that was created that says that these hidden parts of you are not okay, or they're not good enough, or they are not loved, or they are not accepted. You have to destroy whatever that may be so you have room to grow and experiment with this part of yourself. Because like I said, this hidden aspect of you never really had a chance to grow and mature. It was kept away for safekeeping. Now it's safe to emerge and it wants to come out. But in order to fully see this part of yourself, you need to feel safe. To make yourself feel safe, you must kill the part of your ego that doesn't agree with or complement what's hidden. All right. You have to destroy that part of yourself that wants to just immediately attack whatever it is it doesn't agree with or whatever it is it disassociates with. You have to destroy that part of you, so that the way it doesn't immediately attack this hidden part of yourself, because this hidden part of yourself is very fragile. And if it gets attacked by your ego, if it gets attacked by your own judgments, by your own opinions, by your own limiting beliefs, it's just going to go right back into hiding. Okay. So you have to make the environment, you have to make space in an environment for this part of yourself to feel safe enough to emerge, for this part of yourself to come out, for yourself to feel vulnerable enough to expose this part of yourself. Okay. So let's go on ahead and check out you guys' oracle cards here to see what else it is that we're seeing. The very first one that we have is numerology, precision, lots, chance, burden, sacred space, create space, enlightenment, the void, wow, and compassion. So lots, chance, and numerology, precision. So lots, chance is saying that you have another chance here to release this burden that you have been carrying around. It gets exhausting trying to keep up with the facade of who you think you are or who you think you should be. This weighs on you and you may not even know it. This may come through in your relationships with others, where it's difficult to connect or to be transparent or to be vulnerable with others, because you haven't had your own time to be vulnerable with yourself first, or to open up to yourself first. But you have that chance now, and precision is telling me that you molded or formed something. When we get something precise, that means exactness. That means that we practiced something or did something over and over and over again until we got it just how we wanted it. This is telling me that you formed this surface level part of yourself, or you spent a very good portion of your life burying these hidden parts of you until you buried them so deep. It's like you just kept going at something until you got it perfect, just the way that you needed it or liked it. And then enlightenment and compassion here. Now, these both carry the same vibration for me, where it's all about being mindful. It's about having a sense of awareness for all parts of you and loving those parts as different as they are, but loving them equally, respecting what these different traits and things bring to your life and how they enrich your life. But then there's the element of needing to say goodbye to some of these things. And enlightenment and compassion helps us to say goodbye to things, because we realize that goodbye is something we have to become acquainted with in this life, as it's a major part of our evolution. And then we have something interesting here with sacred space, create space, and the void. All three of these cards talk about space. Like I mentioned earlier, you're going to have to coax certain traits, abilities, talents, memories, aspects, characteristics, desires, and truths out of the depths of yourself, because they are so deep. But you need the space to be able to do that, because these things cannot coexist with the person that you chose to become. These things need room and space to grow and evolve, because they never had that chance. Like I was saying, they never had a chance to grow and mature. So this is your opportunity to really get to know your innermost self and to embrace that. As well as what I'm getting here for my pile fours is creating is something sacred for you. There's going to be a lot of healing and self-expression and in creative expression for my pile fours. Drawing, writing, dancing, singing, creating something. There's a million different ways to create, but whichever avenue speaks to you is going to be a source of great healing power. Okay. So this is what I'm seeing for my pile fours, is just there's a lot. There's just a lot of expression that needs to be done. There's a lot of you getting acquainted with yourself, you growing more comfortable with yourself, you coming more so into your own presence, into your own skin, you growing into your own skin is what really needs to happen with my pile fours, because that part of you, it almost had its growth stunted in a sense. And so it never really grew. Instead, you just kind of suppressed it and you allowed this other part of yourself to grow that was never really in alignment with your truth. And so now, you may look around and be like, who is this person? I don't even know who this person is. Who am I? I don't even know who I am. And that's because there's certain parts of you that are really, really, really buried. And it's had a very deep impact on you. And it's caused you some grief. It's caused you some pain possibly. But now you really do have this chance here to finally be free, to finally let that part of yourself be free and run wild. And wildless part of you is really coming out and coming into its own and kind of embracing the daylight for the first time, and maybe who knows how long. This is the time to really take yourself and to go into a space where it's like, let me create, let me get to really know myself. And a really great way for you to get to know yourself is through creating, because there's a lot of creative expression that I'm seeing here with my pile fours. You guys may be artists or very creative or something like that, or maybe you're not, and maybe you're not an artist, maybe you're not very creative. It might be because that part of yourself is very, very suppressed, but there's a part of you that really wants to come out and say, here I am, this is me, look at me. And you really need to find a way to kind of express that and to give that space. The space, the void, that is like the womb of a woman. That's like the womb of a woman that holds the baby, you know, and you're slowly creating, you're slowly crafting something before birthing it out into the world. Right now, you are in this void. You are in this sacred, safe space where you are crafting, you are creating these parts of yourself yet again, because they never really had that chance to. So now you really have this chance right now to get to know this part of yourself, to get very acquainted, to express this part of yourself. So really take it and run with it. Whatever is coming to you where it's like, I didn't know I was into this, I didn't know I was into that, or I feel like I want to go do this, but I'm a little scared, go with it, because that is that part of yourself that's saying, hey, it's almost like that friend or something that you really didn't get to spend a lot of time with because maybe they moved away or something, or it's like that ex where it's like they kind of got away because something happened in their life and we had to split up. And now it's like you guys are coming back together, right? This, you and this part of yourself is coming back together. And it's like, now we have to get to know each other, you know? It's kind of like those twins that were switched at birth, like Parent Trap or something. And now you guys are really getting to know each other. There's so many similarities, but there's so many differences. And this is really going to enrich your life. You're going to realize that you've been missing out on such a huge part of your life, okay? So this is all that I'm saying for my pile fours. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I pray this reading brought you guys some love, support, clarity, and strength. I want to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, and spirit itself for delivering such a beautiful message today. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon, but until then, keep being you, keep being amazing, keep loving, and I'm going to go on ahead and move on to the last pile 5, all right? Bye, guys. All right, and pile number 5, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting with the tarot cards, and this card all the way over here to the left. This tarot card is going to be showing me what it is that you need to heal from, and this tarot card on the right is going to be showing me how to heal. So let's go on ahead and start, and we have here the Lovers in reverse. All right, so there's a commitment or promise that was made and then broken. And I don't say that because there's the Lovers card and 2 people in this card here, but because of the vibration of this card. The Lovers is about integrity. It's about keeping that integrity as you explore the other, whether the other be another person, the other side of the spectrum, whatever it may be. The Lovers is about maintaining integrity, honoring your own virtue while experiencing another's, celebrating theirs and not compounding who they are so they can match you. There was a promise that was made and then broken, and you have a hard time connecting to others, maybe even yourself because of it. You expected so much different from what this person sold you. They sold you a dream, and you feel like the fool that bought into it, but you're not. How are you supposed to have known? You went into something together, and in the midst of you two traveling and exploring life together, they decided on their own to leave. You guys went into this together, so you expected and deserved a conversation at least. You didn't see it coming. It hit you out of nowhere. The surprise of it all, I feel, is what you can't get over. You just didn't expect this, or you just didn't expect this person to have done this. You just didn't see it coming. And this hit you so hard because it's like you were always thinking about them. You were always thinking about we, and they were always thinking about me. You were planning for the future and they weren't planning for anything. They were just taking life as it came. I feel as though this person, whoever they may be, they may have thought at first that they were just as happy and committed as you too, but they didn't think it all the way through. You were ready for forever and they were just kind of living in the moment and figured, why not? You know, yeah, okay, I guess I'll sign up for a commitment, whether this was romantic or business or friend or family or whatever, because it doesn't feel romantic for everyone here. But I'm just feeling like there's this ultimate shock of like, what happened? Like, it's just like, what happened? They decided on their own. That's what happened. They never were thinking about we or the future or us. And I don't think they did it maliciously. That's the crazy part. all this pain they caused, I don't think they did it maliciously. What I'm getting here so strongly is they just weren't thinking when they got into this commitment. They heard forever, but they ignored it. In bold print, this is a commitment. This is forever. This is something that I want. This is longevity here. But they just completely breezed right past it. They just ignored it. They heard the rules or the expectations, but they ignored them. They just didn't think. They were doing and not thinking. And that is so dangerous, because you will end up in situations you never actually wanted when you are lacking awareness to this degree, and this person was, and it's left you so confused and dealing with a reality that you didn't sign up for. I'm so sorry for that. So let's go on ahead and move on to this card here to see how it is that you can actually heal, okay? And we have here Temperance in reverse. Okay, by trying again, that's how you heal. That's what I just heard. By trying again is how you heal. By opening yourself, your heart, your emotions, by being vulnerable all over again. You have to face this fear of what if it happens again? Yes, it could happen again, but you cannot live a life where you are closed off because of a what if, because you cannot heal that way. You cannot move on with your life in that way. You are committing yourself to a reality you don't want by being closed off. By being closed off from a what if, you're closing yourself off to a sure reality for a supposed what if. That what if hasn't even happened yet. You have to try again is interesting too, because the Temperance card is sort of similar to the Lovers, as it's representing the coming together of dualities, of two separate forces, of two separate entities, and finding a way to make them harmonize, much like the Lovers card. And this card is also in reverse, just like the Lovers. So this is alluding to an imbalance. Like I was saying earlier, you were on one page and this person was on a different page. The way you right this wrong or balance this out is by trusting and trying again, trusting that commitment and integrity is real, that there are others out there that will commit and that will keep their word, that do and will honor their promise. You cannot allow this commitment gone wrong to affect how you see others' loyalty and dedication. Because this person suffered from a lack of fidelity does not mean that others do too. You cannot allow this experience to taint your view of others' words. This is how you heal, by grieving and dealing with this loss of faith or adherence, and then trying again. Do not give up on allegiance and bonds, because you are someone that wants this union very much with that special someone, or with that amazing friend, or with that family member, or with that coworker, or whatever for once, or with that business partner. And you deserve a union that knows what it's signing up for and won't be dissuaded by the fact that they have to maintain that promise. You heal by trusting again when you are ready and when your heart is ready. Wait until you are mentally and emotionally ready as well, because you do not need to do this before you are open to it. Otherwise, you may end up becoming the person that regrets their committing to something or someone because you did it too soon, or you did it before you were ready. But this is how you heal, is through forgiveness and trust. And you get to a place of forgiveness by trusting again, by opening yourself up again, by opening your heart up again. Because right now you may have your heart closed up. You may have yourself, your heart, your emotions closed off. That really vulnerable, that really vulnerable sacred place, you may have it closed off because it's like, I just can't go through this again. I just can't deal with this again. I'm not going through this disappointment. I'm not going through this heartbreak again. And that's something that's logical. That's something that's very intelligent. That is something that is a pretty normal reaction to any sort of betrayal, that we sense that we've gone through. If you are closing yourself off, that's completely fine. That's a normal reaction. But eventually you have to move to a space where you are opening yourself up again. That the way you are not closing off yourself to yourself. Because when you close yourself off to the world, you also close yourself off to your own self. And that's when it becomes very difficult to intuitively connect to others emotionally, to relate to others, to relate to yourself. This is when we start to compartmentalize, and then we start to lose parts of ourselves because we start to divide up parts of ourselves. Okay. So it's very important to eventually come to a place to where you're going to say, I'm going to open up again. I'm going to trust again when you are ready. Okay. So let's go on ahead and check out you guys' oracle cards here to see what else it is that we're seeing today. The very first one that we have, look at this, flowers fickle. Then augur, I think I'm saying that right. Augur, mastery. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but it's augur, I guess, mastery. This card deck has some very strange names in it. The next card that we have here is, look at that, let go, sensitivity. Wow. Then we have the sage, power, Wow. Share wisdom. Oh my God. Wow. And perception. The sage, power, share wisdom, and augur, self-mastery, they are all the same. A sage is someone that is very wise, just like the share wisdom card here. This is someone that respects that everyone is at their own place in their own journey. Some people may disappoint or do things that they said they wouldn't do or break faith, but a sage understands how to accept that and to let it go. Just like we have the card here for let go, because they know that everyone has to learn on their own time and in their own way. A sage is almost like a martyr because they remove themselves from the outcome. They observe life instead of living it, and this helps them to see others from a different light, just like we have the card here of perception. This is where the power of your healing comes from. This is where the power of your healing lies. You need to observe what happened, not internalize it. If you internalize it as this is something that you did, this is something that you're at fault for, one, that's not accurate or true, and two, you will be suffering from a truth that doesn't even exist. And share wisdom feels so karmic to me. I don't know why, but this card feels so karmic to me. But it feels like this relationship came to teach you as well as teach this other individual. It's like the both of you are learning from what happened, but in different ways. This also may be alluding to you helping others go through similar situations. This relationship and what happened for your own self-mastery, for you to learn about yourself and about others. Pain is a very powerful teacher. Wow, for sure. My pile fives, you guys are healers. Wow, that's what I'm getting right now. You guys are healers. Some of you are supposed to be sharing your experiences with others. Share wisdom. We have share wisdom and mastery and the sage. The sage is a wise master, someone that is full of knowledge and wisdom. There's a huge theme for my pile fives about you and others, or you and the other, where you are supposed to almost help guide someone else to their own mastery or to their own understanding, to their own perception. This is why you have to heal again and try again and opening yourself up again, because this experience is so much bigger than you. This is why I was feeling like you guys just have to open yourself up again, like when you're ready, but you have to do it. You have to. That's because my pile fives, you guys are healers. Wow. This is so much bigger than you. And this is bigger than that experience that you had. This happened so you can help guide others out of their own dark places when the world has hurt them. My pile fives, you guys are healers, and we have the card sensitivity here, alluding to you being a sensitive or clairsentient or an empath. Yeah, because like I was saying, there's this theme of you and others, you and dealing with others. Then flower fickle. This is telling me for sure that this person that you had this experience with, they are irregular. They are very changeable. They are capricious like. There's someone that is just like a floater. You know, that there's someone that's just like a floater. Like I was saying earlier, they didn't do this they didn't do this to be malicious or to hurt you. They're just like a floater. There's someone that just kind of ends up in places because they don't take very much control over their life. They kind of just allow things to happen. Very Wheel of Fortune sort of energy with that person, where it's like they just allow life to happen to them. This is why they didn't think before entering into this partnership with you, because they just allowed whatever was going to happen to happen. And eventually they realized when this union wasn't changing, that they signed up for something permanent, and that scared them, or that made them uncomfortable, or that made them feel pressure to be consistent, which is just something that they simply are not, or just haven't learned yet. But this isn't you. This isn't your fault. It was never you. In fact, you have a purpose that's tied into your pain. And you are meant to learn from this pain. You are meant to master this pain so you can help others to heal. You're a healer, pile five. Wow. Wow, I was not expecting that at all. This is why you cannot give up. This is why you cannot hold on to this grudge. This is why you have to forgive. My pile fives. It's important for all of us to forgive, but especially my pile fives, because you are somebody whose purpose is tied into healing and is tied into your pain. You have to really seriously overcome your pain, because your purpose here is to help others overcome theirs. And if you don't overcome your own pain, you're not going to be able to help others overcome theirs. So basically you're almost kind of like an emergency call system. You're almost like a firefighter or a police officer, or somebody that's there to help others. And basically if you're not there to help others, the world's just going to go to shit, like to put it nicely, because this is, like I said, this is bigger than you. There are others that are depending on you to get better, to heal. There are others that are depending on your healing because they need you to help themselves heal, because they're not strong enough or powerful enough to help themselves to heal. So you have to heal. If you don't, there are going to be others that fall because you haven't healed. And that is so extremely important for my pile fives to really embrace, is like, you have to do, if you can't do this for yourself, do this for someone else. Even if you don't know them, do this for someone else. Even if it's your family, friends, someone else, a stranger, do this for them because they need it. I'm telling you, somebody out there in the world, or maybe there could be thousands of people that are depending on your journey to help get through their own journey. This is huge. When we're dealing with journeys, when we're dealing with healing, when we're dealing with helping others along on their journey, we are dealing with the universe. We are dealing with assisting the universe. This is very, very important work. Okay, this is very crucial. And so it's very important for my pile fives. You have got, when you are ready, you have got to move past this. You have to. I'm begging you, because there are others that are really depending on you, okay? They're really depending on you. Oh my gosh. Wow. That was like a lot. I really felt that, because it was just, that one came through very strong. But yeah, please, pile fives, I'm begging you. I'm begging you to find that inner strength. I know it's so hard. I know it is so hard. I know you've been hurt, but you've got to find that inner strength. Call on your guides, call on your family, call on your loved ones, call on God, call on your ancestors. Call on whatever it is you need to help get you through this, to give you that extra strength. Okay? And the fact that you're on this reading, you're doing that. You are searching for that strength. And that's so beautiful. That's amazing. The universe is dancing, celebrating so joyfully that you are here, that you are on this reading, that you are looking for healing. The universe is celebrating. Oh my God. It's like I can feel the excitement. They're so happy that you are taking this healing seriously, that you are taking this healing into your own hands, because they're like, yes, the world needs you. You don't understand. This is bigger than you. This is so much bigger than you. This is more than just you, pile five. Wow. Please don't give up, okay? Please do not give up. All right. So this is all that I'm saying for my pile fives. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I pray that this reading brought you guys some love, support, clarity, and strength. I want to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self and spirit itself, for delivering such a beautiful, beautiful message of healing today. I pray that you guys come back to visit me sometime soon. But until next time, you guys stay strong. Continue to heal, continue to be amazing. Keep your heart open. I love you. I love you so much. And I'll be back next time, okay? Bye, guys.